The morning that I went to see her, thinking I was going for a procedure, she said the CT scan showed classic signs of lymphoma. And I said, "What the f are you talking about?" My name is Ted Wagstaff. I was diagnosed with double-hit lymphoma and treated at the Ottawa Hospital. I'm getting emotional thinking about that moment because all of a sudden in your brain, you're interpreting, I have cancer? At that time, before I've started round 1 of chemo, Dr. Imrie said, this is very treatable. The lymphoma that you have, it's very treatable. We think you'll be considered cured at the end of that. I think one of the challenging things with cancer is there are curveballs. I had a rare subtype called double-hit lymphoma. He said, we're going to attack it more aggressively with chemo. I did 487 hours of chemotherapy from the middle of May to the middle of September. One of the things I appreciate so much about Dr. Imrie is he got to understand me a little bit as a human being beyond just another patient that he was treating. When he asked me in the middle of May before I started chemo in our first consult, he said, "What's your health goal?" And I said, at the end of chemotherapy, I want to do a Tough Mudder event in the fall, not knowing whether I would physically be able to get there or not. And he was really supportive of that. Chemo ended on August 29th. I started training for an October 18th event in Nashville. So I did that event. I think that was 16 kilometers and 30 obstacles or whatever, and kind of 9 kilometers into it, yeah, I was feeling pretty sore and tired, but it felt great, and I felt grateful that my body allowed me to do that. I think about my cancer journey in kind of 3 buckets. I think about the challenge of the journey of being diagnosed and going through treatment. There was a book I was reading by Sahil Bloom. It's called The 5 Types of Wealth. And in it, there's a quote that became really powerful for me, and the quote is, your future self is the direct heir of the actions you choose to take in the present. I've probably spent the last 3 decades investing in my health, being physically active, being mindful of what I eat, all the things that we're told we should do. And I think that going through the challenge and the storm of cancer, I inherited my present self to a large degree based on the investments I made over the last 30 years. The second one is, when I think about the real impactful things from my journey, is the gifts of cancer. And my journey with cancer was filled with kindness. Strangers doing kind things for me. I think if we choose kindness, I think that's a better way to go through life. We also happen to have another gift, which was halfway through my chemotherapy. We had our first grandchild. One of the most emotional moments of the journey with cancer was sitting right where I'm sitting right now, 2 days after my grandson was born, meeting him for the first time. That was pretty powerful. That was another gift. Having little Easton in our life has been magical. The third thing I think about in terms of my continuing journey with cancer is gratitude, and gratitude to the hospital. My diagnosis might have been different if it wasn't for the research that we do at the Ottawa Hospital, specifically around cancer. And I experienced the impact of that. And that research, to a large degree, is funded by donors. I feel great. I was asked that, I'm asked that, multiple times a day, how are you feeling? I simplify it by saying, I feel great and I feel grateful. As I said to Dr. Imrie on more than one occasion, I will never find the words to say thank you. I just won't. I just won't.